A reading from St. John's Gospel, chapter 21. Jesus showed himself to the disciples by the Sea of Tiberias, and when they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" Peter said to Jesus, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my lambs." A second time Jesus said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Tend my sheep." Jesus said to him the third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter felt hurt because Jesus said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And Peter said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep." Very truly I tell you, when you were younger, you used to fasten your own belt and to go wherever you wished. But when you grow old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will fasten a belt around you and take you where you do not wish to go. Jesus said this to indicate the kind of death by which Peter would glorify God. After this, Jesus said to him, "Follow me." Probably you have heard an explanation of why Jesus asked Peter 3 times if he loved him. It's because Peter denied Jesus 3 times, as Jesus had warned him on the night of the Last Supper. And some of you might have heard why Jesus asked Peter first twice with the verb of agape-love, and then last time with the verb of philein-love. Here, Greek agape means self-giving love. On the other hand, Greek philen means love between friends. Jesus asked twice with agape, but Peter answered with philen. So, lastly, Jesus gave in to Peter, asking him with philen. Jesus expected agape, but in the end, he accepted even philen because he loved Peter much more than Peter loved him. But Jesus led him slowly into agape in the end. I think these trice questions were also prophetic about Peter's life and ministry. I believe these trice questions symbolize the upcoming tests for St. Peter in his ministry. Against all these tests, St. Peter should keep feeding the flock of Christ. As the Acts of the Apostles writes, St. Peter was hesitant to minister to the foreigners at the beginning. But with the help of a vision, he realized everything created by God was clean and began to feed the Gentiles. When the circumcision controversy shook the whole Christian communities, at the chastisement of St. Paul, he came back to feed the flock of Christ. I believe many other challenges in his ministry were not written. At every test, he had to say, "Yes, Lord, I love you," and to feed his sheep. Many of you probably know a traditional account of St. Peter's return to Rome for martyrdom and the famous saying, "Quo vadis?" In this story, St. Peter had an opportunity to avoid persecution in Rome. On his way out of the city, St. Peter encountered the risen Lord. There St. Peter asked Jesus, "Quo vadis?" Lord, where are you going? And Jesus answered, Romam eo iterum crucifigi. I am going to Rome to be crucified again. Once again, at this one last test, St. Peter answered, Yes, Lord, I love you. He turned around and went back to Rome for his martyrdom, which is also foretold in today's gospel. He had to answer, Yes, Lord, I love you, until it really hurt. Not just his heart hurt, but actually whole his being suffered with that yes. And he followed Jesus with his own crucifixion, as Jesus tells him at the end of today's gospel. Many priests would feel this passage of St. John very personal. I really do. Especially because I failed Jesus many times before. He will ask me if I love him until it really hurts, until I may answer with agape-love, giving myself to him in suffering. I pray that my Lord may also appear to me and ask me to follow him, so that I may answer, Yes, Lord, I love you, with my death to myself.